well, cowards and stuff like that. Ask me today what I think about a draft dodger. And my comment is this: well, he did what he thought was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Just like I did joining the service. I did what I think was the right thing. So I don't have anything against the draft dodger.
Right.
If that's what he believed in, that's what he stood for, that's what he did. He also gave up something.
Yeah.
But years ago, 50 years ago, there's no way I would have said that.
Yeah,
I
agree. Yeah.
I don't know about him, but I can't speak for him, but if you would have encountered them out in public, you probably would have whipped up on them a little bit, a whole bunch probably. But that's just how everything changes. The older I got, the smarter I got, the more educated I became, because now I didn't believe what I read in that paper.
Yeah.
Well, you mellow out a little over the years too, I think.
Yeah. When you talk to people and you go, well, that's not what it was about. Here's what it was about. And then you go, God dang, maybe he's got a point. And a lot of documentaries that have come out afterwards about all of that. And you go, wow, that is not what I thought of when I was joining.
Yeah. So do you guys watch movies, war movies at all?
I used to not. Probably the last, I don't know, I'll say 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe less. Then I started.
Yeah.
And the first one, of course, I can't remember the name, Platoon.
Platoon, yeah.
Ooh, that was almost like real life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
About how one can turn against the other. And one of them is a low-down scoundrel that would, skin a cat, and the other one is all for their men. And that was. I enjoyed it when he ended up shooting Behringer.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
Well.
Because that guy was dirty,
very
dirty, and and then of course the next one was Full Metal Jacket.
Oh yeah.
Which was also so real about boot camp, and then over to Vietnam, and that one was kind of sad because it didn't portray a American veteran who was like Behringer was. But and then after that, it's Boots on the Ground.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Okay.
That one I really enjoyed, and I don't think that bothers me as much now as I was afraid it was going to bother me.
Yeah.
I was afraid.
I was curious about the accuracy of their portrayal of what had happened.
Sometimes very accurate.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you never know in a movie if it's going to be like over
dramatized
or if it's just very underplayed, like that's not at all what happened over there.
Some, and maybe you've seen these on Saturday evening, Combat, which is World War II, and then it's Vietnam. I can't remember the name of that 30-minute series.
Tour of Duty.
Tour of Duty. Yeah, I ran across that quite a few months back, so periodically I'll remember it's on, I'll turn it on there. But that Tour of Duty is so unreal. It's like, okay, 5 guys, let's go out and run a patrol. There's no rhyme or reason the way that, and they go out and do a patrol, maybe they'll run into something or not, and then they come back to their hooches.
All right.
No, that isn't the way we dealt with. They don't wear helmets. It's like, man, flat jackets, helmets, all the magazines that you can carry, because if you run into a firefight, and I know you know this, Shelby, you're going to go through 200 rounds of ammunition pretty quick, and you better have that much ammunition on you, and of course control your fire. But yeah, that is an unreal series. I just noticed that. The Combat I like, that seemed to be more real on World War II, but yeah.
That's interesting.
I do remember watching Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that was a good. That
was really good.
That was
Good
a World War II, realistic.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what some of those guys that were in those landing crafts, what they had to have been thinking.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Absolutely pure
Had to be
terrifying.
when you were being hit as you were coming in, and then when that ramp drops, You know, the first 4 or 5 guys are shot, you know, whether they were killed or wounded. Oh, man.
And you got to think quick.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
how about the guys that are on the end, when they get there, they see all that red blood.
Yeah.
The water's
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
let's go
they're-
back.
They're, you know,
I gotta go. Can't go
absolutely
that way.
terrified,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
I cannot imagine.
No.
That's why I said World War II veteran is
Yeah.
they're my heroes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They truly are.
Well, see, whenever I came back, Vietnam veterans were the ones that welcomed us home,
Yeah.
and they were like, "We didn't get that welcome home, so we wanted to make sure you guys did."
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Vietnam veterans are my favorite. So,
Well, and you know, even now, you know, now we experience that if we're wearing, you know, military hat, ball cap, you know, you're out shopping or something, cashier people or even people shopping will, you know, thank you for your service. Well, that didn't happen 10, 15 years ago, you know, and now, you know, it makes you feel proud of our Vietnam experience that we were veterans, and people are thanking us now. You know, whether they're sincere about it or not, I don't know, but it gives me a feeling that they're thanking me that I did my duty. You know, when we had the experience, when we come back, we weren't thanked or given any praise or whatever. So often, but now you have people that's, you know, thank you for your service, and I think that's neat that the public now recognizes our veterans, no matter what era that we were in, you know, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, or wherever, you know. So yeah.
Shelby said something I'm going to ask you. How were you treated as a Vietnam veteran by the Korean and World War II veterans when you got back?
Oh, good. Yeah.
They understood.
Yeah, you know, going to VFW Post 1000 there, you know, I was welcome, but I knew a lot of those guys even before I joined through Gus, you know, through my father-in-law. So when I joined the VFW, those guys welcomed me with open arms because I was one of the first Vietnam veterans at Post 1000 to join that era, and then of course they got me involved with the post, and I went through the chairs and became the commander of the post there in the early 80s, and went on to go in the district, VFW district, and then on into the state level. So I think at that time, in the early 80s, that people were accepting us as veterans, that we did see combat, maybe not like our World War II forefathers did, but seen that and started recognizing us and started welcoming us more. So, you know, our ranks started growing more in Veterans of Foreign Wars and the Disabled American Veterans at that time in the 80s, and then they really were glad that we were, I guess, filling that membership now, because World War II veterans were dying off. So yeah.
I don't see in my own post very many Iraqi, Afghanistan veterans.
No.
I don't understand. I know that we welcome them. We would love to have them, but they don't participate as much. And maybe it's just because everything is just too fresh.
Yeah.
And they haven't quite, but we were fresh, and the veteran that welcomed us, their arms were wide open.
Yeah.
You know, let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you've earned,
Yeah.
Yes.
and let me help you get it. And I don't see that as much. I know it's there, but I don't think it's as pronounced as the Vietnam veteran. But then again, I don't know how many of the Vietnam returning veterans actually joined VFWs.
True.
I was fortunate to have a small community, and boy, they just like
You're
a big
coming with
mother
us.
hen. Come on in here. let me help you here. And boy, so I try to do the same thing, but there's nobody to wrap my arms around.
Yeah. I think it is harder because it is still fresh. It is still new, even if it was however many years ago.
Yeah.
It's still, he still deals with fresh wounds all the time because of it.
Yeah,
So
you that's just the thing. You know, they send you to all these classes for PTSD, and it's all great, and it all helps and stuff. But all it takes is one smell,
Oh yeah.
one
it's right
action,
back.
and all of a sudden you're not totally back there, but you're back.
Yeah.
Well, and you know,
Oh yeah.
And you go, now that the can's open, how do I close it again?
Yeah.
well, and it's never going to go away. I've finally accepted that, but I've noticed as I've got older, certain aspects of the PTSD have gotten worse, like loud noises. You know, I guess you can call it shell shock. I could be sitting in church, and we have an autistic boy in our church that just in the middle of a sermon, he'll scream as loud as he can. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, that just absolutely sends that shock wave to me.
Sure.
But it's that PTSD that kicks in. So loud noises, I've noticed as I've gotten older, really bother me. You know, spur of the moment loud noises.
Yeah.
Calm, and all of a sudden you hear this scream.
Yeah,
Have you heard that before, Dave?
yeah, exactly.
Calm and then a scream.
So just little things like that. But you know, I've been to the 13-week PTSD class like Jerry did, and that helped too. But I think talking with other veterans has helped me the most.
Sure.
You know, because they experienced it too,
Yeah.
to whatever degree. But just talking with other veterans, I think, has helped me tremendously on PTSD problems.
We go down to scout camp
Yeah.
and we work together, Dave and
Okay.
I. And of course, they'll always say you can't see one without the other, and which is basically kind of true. But and it's you Marines stick together. Basically, that's true. But we also know how to do the job the right way,
Right.
and we know he knows that I know, and I know that he knows. Neither one of us are going to take the. We're going to do it right, or we ain't going to do it at all.
Right.
And that is what keeps us staying and working together, because it's hard to find a person that like Dave's caliber. It really is. So, you know, I truly enjoy
and
him.
they're so used to seeing us together that if they see us without the others, like,
Yeah.
Where's your
Dave,
other one?
where's your buddy? Or Jerry, you know, where's your buddy? Because we're the Dave and Jerry show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat to have that little, I don't know what you'd call
Bond.
it. Yeah, yeah.
It's a bond.
But yeah,
Sure.
we enjoy working together, and the people at camp now know us, and it's like, yeah, we're always together down there because we do our job together. So
This is really
Yeah.
this is a funny experience. Dave and I, both combat veterans, we were sent to fix or find a water leak on a hose that went down. Little did we know that it went down towards the rifle range.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I said. When we got, so here we are, we're going down, and nothing. We're following the pipe and everything
we're
like
in
that.
the forest.
Yeah, in the bush. And we're getting down so far. Dave's a lot ahead of me, and all of a sudden that first shot goes off. I couldn't find Dave.
Oh no.
Dave, you up there? Yeah, he was hiding behind a tree.
Who in their right mind
what he
at
said.
camp
Yeah,
would send 2 Vietnam combat veterans
yeah.
to go find this leak in the hose in the forest next to the rifle
And he
range?
didn't tell us. He didn't
And not
tell
telling us that, okay, merit badge classes are going to be starting, and they're going to start firing those weapons, 22 rifles down there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
It-
And we let them know about it.
it's funny. We laugh at it now, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
weren't laughing at that.
Oh, no.
What the hell? They think they're crazy. They're going to send us here.
Where are we?
Yeah,